Yes, good afternoon to all. Today we'll discuss about that functions. Yeah, just a minute. Yes, function is a subprogram which performs a particular task when called. So, some collection of or group of statement to solving a particular task is called as a function. And a function is nothing but a subprogram. So, this block, what you are written in the program, will be executed when you called only. So if you are written a function, if you are not called that function, that is not executed. So C program is collection of some functions. Generally in C language we have two types of functions: user defined functions and predefined functions. Right. Predefined function is nothing but a function which definition is already returned in the compiler. So the examples of these predefined functions are printf, scanf, strlen, strcmp. So number of functions are there in C language. These the functions definitions are already written. Simply just send the input. The compiler will process that automatically. It returns the results. So you no need to write the code how to perform that function. That functions are known as built-in functions or predefined functions. So in C language we have so many number of predefined functions or built-in functions. User defined function must the user defined function must write by the user only. So the user what the task to perform, that code we can write, and when you call then that code is executed. So that is function is called as user defined function. Simply the programmer written function is called as the user defined function. So that function can be used to solving a task. So if you want to solve a task, you have to write some group of statements. So depends upon the task, we can write that statements. That group of statements we can define in one name, which name is called as a function. So generally C is a collection of some functions now. So generally in every C program we have written main. Main is also a function. Main is the predefined function from where the execution of a program starts. So this function, the program, from this function onwards the program execution will be starts, and each and every program you have to write only one main. First, when you are compiling the program, first the compiler will see where is the main. So from that main onwards the execution will be starts. So if you have written more than one main functions, the compiler will be in on the dilemma position. So don't write the more than one main function in a one program. Always write only one function, main function in one program. That is C program already we have discussed that it is some collection of functions. So C program is equal to main function plus user def. So you can write any more than one functions of user. So user can write more than one functions also in one program, but the program must have only one main. User defined functions or predefined functions we can write any number. So that is, there is no problem with that. So that is called as a function, right? So the user, by using this function, reusability, the main use of this function is reusability. So if you are written a code, you can call any number of times. So we can use the, or we can execute the same code again and again. No need to write more than one time. Just write one time. You can call any number of times. That is called as, it is called as, what is that? User defined function. Reusability is there. And modularity means dividing a big task into small pieces. So by using this function, you can divide the tasks into modules. So that is, if you are solving a big task, you can divide that a task code into some modules. That modules are can be used by this function only. So simply the functions can be used to divide the program into subprograms. So like that we have these are the, and also one more important thing, the use of this function is you can reduce the length of the program also. So if you are using the same thing again and again means it is no need to writing that again and again. So automatically the program length will also reduced. So these three are very more or more use of the functions, right? So the use of mainly three uses of the function. One, reusability, you can use the same thing again and again. You can divide the big program into modules, and you can reduce the length of the program. So that is, these three are the main uses of the function, right? So how to write that user defined function? The syntax to writing the user defined function is like this. So first, to write the return type. After execution, what type of value it returns, that type you can write return type and name of the function. The function name should be related with the code. And in the brackets parenthesis you can write the list of parameters what we are using in that function. These function, so return type, function name, in the parenthesis list of arguments, after that flower brackets, in that open flower bracket and close bracket, in that write the body of the function, right? So the parameters are optional. So if you want you can write the parameters, otherwise write it empty. Okay, right. So return type means after execution what type of value the function is returns, that type you can write before the function name. If the function does not returns any value, simply you can write the void before the function name, right? So if function is not written, simply write void. If function is returns value, you have to write what type of value it returns. So if does not returns, you can write simply void. So that what the code you are writing in the flower brackets, that is called as the body of the function. So the syntax is return type, function name, argument list, in the flower brackets, statements. Statements are called the body of the function. Return type, if function what type values it returns, that data type we can write. If does not returns anything, simply write void. And arguments means parameters. So if anything you are using in that you can write it, right? So that is the function syntax, right? So here we have one example. Series main is one part. Example, function definition. This contains all the statements to be executed. Function definition is called function declaration plus function body, right? So both the combination is called as the function definition. A function body is a group of statements enclosed in flower brackets, right? So that you have to write that body in the flower brackets. So here see that main is the function is there now. So in the after that void main you have written the flower brackets, two flower brackets. See this. In this we have written two statements. Int a is equal 10, printf a equal percentage d a. Simply after execution you will get the output is 10 only. So these in the flower brackets what you have written is called as the body of the function. So whatever you have written in that flower brackets, that is called as what is the body. Okay na? So same like that you can write the user defined function also, right? So generally what terminology we can use in the functions is function prototype, function definition, function call. Generally you'll use these three terms in the C program. Function prototype first, right? Yes, function prototype is nothing but the declaration of the function is called as function prototype. Generally function prototype is having the three informations. So when you are writing this function prototype, indirectly you are sending to the compiler. So I am using this function, I am using these are the arguments, and after execution this type of data type value will get. That three informations you can send to the compiler. So generally function declaration must be right above the main. It means in between the include hash include and main. So when you are writing that declaration of the function above the main, indirectly you are sending the information to the compiler. So three informations by using that statement. So what the three information, I am repeating again: name of the function and what arguments you are using, and after execution what type of value you will get. These three informations you can send to the compiler by using this function prototype. So simply function prototype is nothing but the declaration of the function is called as function prototype. Declaration of the function will have the three informations: return type, function name, argument list, and this is terminated by semicolon. This generally you can write above the main. And function definition, already we have discussed before. This function definition means declaration should be main. The function also you have to write the definition above the main or below the main. So if you are writing the definition above the main, no need to write the declaration, right? So the declaration is need when you are writing the definition of the above function below the main only, right? If above main, it's no need to write the declaration. If you are writing the definition of that function below the main, definitely you should write the declaration of the function. So why it is not it is no need to write the declaration when writing this one function above the main means, so you are sending the four informations by defining the function above the main means body of the function also you are sending, so it's no need. So if you are writing below, you should use that, right? So that is compulsory. Okay. So and next one thing, function call. So after written that function, you must call in the main. So when you are calling that, immediately the compiler transfers from that place to the definition of the function. After executed, after close bracket, immediately it come back again to the where it exited from that main. So the function call means the user must call. Otherwise, the compiler will not call that function. So if you have written the function definition, if you are not called that, it is not executed. So if you have written the definition of the function, you must call. So these three terminology generally we can use in the function, right? So that is called as the function call. This statement actually calls the function. Syntax simply. So the calling must just write the function name and arguments. If you are written any argument list in the definition, that the list of values you can write in the function call. This statement is written in the calling function. With this statement, the controller or means compiler is transferred to the function definition. Sum 10 comma 20. This is the example. Suppose you have written the function body function definition is sum name of the function and int a comma int b. Then we can write integer two values only. So this is called as function call, right? Function call. Function calls can be defined in any one of the following four ways. Four ways are there you can use. So no arguments, no return values, no arguments with return value, with arguments, no return value, with arguments with a return value. So it is depends upon your task only. You can use any one. Right. So here we have one simple example. See here. So this is the function prototype. See that first line. Void add. So void is the return type. Add is the function name. We are not taken any arguments in that. So simply we are written the empty parenthesis. That is above the main. So when you are writing that function above the main, that is called as the function prototype and it is terminated by semicolon. See that. So here void main. So the main function is called that add. So immediately the compiler transfers from main to void add. So here what you are written int abc, no? So here see that int abc. Immediately the compiler is transferred into that one, right? So see this like this. So with so first one is what is that? No arguments, no return. So here we are not written any arguments. We are not taken any arguments and that function is not written also. Means void, you are written the void means not returning and in parenthesis it's empty is there. So no void, no void means no return, parenthesis no argument, so no arguments no return. This is one type. And second type, no arguments with return a value. So here arguments is not there in add. See the above main above is there add, no? So in parenthesis no arguments but it returns the value. So because add before we are written int. So int means you are returning after execution you will return something integer value, but you are not using any argument. This is another type. So third type, with arguments no return, but here we are taken the arguments but we are not returning any value after execution. So this is the third. So arguments are int comma int. So add before void is there, no? So no returning the value. So that is one thought. Fourth one, with arguments with a return, both are there in this one. See the example. Int return is there. In the parenthesis also two integer values are there. Integer arguments are there. So here we are using the arguments as well as we are returning the value also. So this is called as with arguments with return value, right? So method of function calls. So how to call the function? So the function we can call any one method. So we have the two methods to calling a function. that is called as call by value, call by reference, right? So here we are using that. Suppose, see this, I will tell the definition of these two first. Briefly I will tell, after that later we will discuss about in details also. Call by value, yes, simply calling a function by taking the values is called as call by value. Suppose add int comma int there, suppose add 10 comma 20, that is call by value. So calling a function by taking the value of the variables. Suppose you are calling a function by taking the addresses of the variables instead of value. Suppose you are taking that, you are calling that function by using that addresses, then that is called as call by address or call by reference. So in call by value we cannot change the original values of the arguments. In call by reference we can change the original arguments values also. That is two different small difference is there in between this. Simply once again I will tell that call by value means calling a function by taking the value of variables. Call by reference means calling a function by taking the arguments address of the variables, right? So is called as call by reference, right? So call by value we cannot change. By using the call by value we cannot change original argument values. In call by reference we can change original arguments values, right? So our original means generally arguments are two types. Formal argument means for parameters arguments both will have the same meaning. Arguments or parameters means, so the main, the variables what you are taken in the main function is called as actual arguments. Temporarily the variables you are using in the function, that is called as formal, means temporary. Two types we have arguments also, right? So actual arguments, so actual arguments means that is original or actual. So this is arguments which is used in the function call. So that the arguments which are using in the function, suppose some a comma b are defined in the main, you are calling that some function by using that ab, then it is called as actual. That value suppose you are copying in m and n, this called as formal arguments. So in calling what the variables are using, that is called as actual or actual arguments or actual parameters. So when you are copying that values in the function definition of some variables, that are called are formal arguments or formal parameters. So in this example a b are called are actual arguments or actual parameters. A b values you are copying in m and n, no? So m and n are called are formal arguments or temporarily arguments or temporarily parameters. So two types of arguments, actual arguments, formal argument. So the arguments, the variables which are using in the calling function call is called as actual. So where you are copying the values in the definition of the function in the variables, that variables are known as formal. So two types, right? So here we have the definition, call by value and call by reference. In this method the values, only values of actual arguments are passed into formal arguments, right? So different memory is allocated for both actual and formal. Both the memory allocation a b will have separate, m and n also separate memory location. The value of the actual parameters cannot be modified by formal parameters. So the formal parameters cannot be modified. So in where call by value, or it is also called as pass by value. So already I have told that, no? So in call by value method or pass by value, it is also called as pass by value. So we cannot change the formal arguments values. So in actual or reference in call by reference only we can change actual arguments only. in formal arguments it is not possible. It means in call by value or pass by value method we cannot change the formal arguments value, but in this we can change call by reference or pass by reference or call by address also. We can call it as call by value, pass by value, or call by address or pass by address also. So in this method the address of the variable not value is passed to the function as parameter. So in calling function call we have to use the address of the variable. Instead of using the variable name you can use the address of that variable. So that is called as call by reference or pass by reference. Same memory. So in call by value we'll use the two variables will use the two different memory, but two memory separate memory will be allocated. But in this method we'll use the same memory for call by value as well as in this method we can use the one memory for actual arguments as well as formal argument. So we can modify that. So that is the example, right? Okay now, so are you understanding here? So in this call by value or pass by value we will use the different memory for actual arguments, different memory locations for actual arguments as well as formal argument. In pass by reference or call by reference it is not like that. So we'll use the only one memory location for actual, or as well as that memory can also use for formal. So that only by using this we can change. So that is the difference between call by value and call by reference. And next see that the recursion. So after completed this theory we'll see the programs also. Recursion. So recursion means the function will calls itself. Whenever a function calls itself is called as the recursion. It is possible in C for function called to themselves or itself or themselves. So for the function calls itself is called as or themselves is called as recursion. Recursion is a technique in which a function calls itself or themselves. So see here factorial program is the best example for recursion. So here see the function definition. Int fact, name of the function is fact is there now. So here in see that else part f is equal to a into fact a minus 1 means again when enter into that else that fact function is again the same time again itself only. So that is called as what is that? Recursion. So whenever the function is calls itself is called as recursion. The function calls itself only, right? Yes. So simply once again I will repeat this briefly. Recursion means it is possible in C functions to call themselves, or if a function calls itself is called as a recursion. Yes. And already we know that scope of the variable. Generally we have the two types of variables. So whatever the variables you are using in the main is called as the within the main means in the flower brackets, that is called as local variables which can be used within that body only. So the variables which you are using anywhere in the program, that is called as global variable. So generally the global variables we can write above the main. So the variables which are declared simply above the main is called as the global variables. The variables which you are declared in the flower brackets is known as the local. So we have the two types or two kinds of variables, local variables and global variable. See this in this example, void main is there now, int x comma y. This x and y we can use within that main only, within the flower brackets only. So outside of that flower brackets we cannot use that. That is called as local. Here int x y is called as the local variable. Same thing, see that suppose you are declared index above the main, no, that is called as global variable. That variable we can use any part of the program or anywhere in the program, right? So generally that we can write above the main. So we have how many types of variables? Two types of variables: local variables and global variable. The variable which can be used within the program or within the block is called as the local. The variables which can be used anywhere in the program is called as the global. So this we have discussed this one. In next session we'll see that another new concept.